Good evening, my name's Alex Campbell.
And I'm Mark Palmer.
And you're watching Dissecting Drake. So, this episode starts off with the Enterprise coming across this planet. Its whole inhabitants has mysteriously disappeared. And they get this message from this guy, an arms dealer, trying to sell them weapons.
Yeah, they were trying to find out what happened to a Federation vessel, right? That Riker knew the captain of.
Yeah, so a Federation vessel went down into civilization and the entire civilization disappeared. And the Enterprise is like, we should probably figure this out.
Yeah.
We're going to have to go down there to find it. Number 1, prepare an away team. Lieutenant Yar, data.
Commander, I recommend a minimum complement.
Oh, I would have thought otherwise.
We'll keep the first landing party small and mobile until I'm confident whatever killed the inhabitants of this planet isn't still down there.
There's a bit of like inconsistent like time frames though, because you would assume that the Federation ship disappeared rather recently. If only now the Federation is checking it out. But then when they go down to the planet, it's all dilapidated and shrubbery everywhere and it's all overgrown and
Yeah, it's been a very long time.
Yeah, I guess the Federation just didn't bother. Or maybe it's really far away.
It's really far away. Maybe they didn't actually know where it was, and then as they got closer, they found evidence.
Yeah, man.
But Riker didn't even act like he even knew the guy was missing.
Yeah.
Talked about him, you know.
He didn't seem to give a fuck.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, so they go down onto the planet. As always, it's like a 3-person away team, which is like all the bridge crew, which makes no sense. But I mean, you know, we want to see our main characters do something.
Yeah, you don't want to see a bunch of random
security guards.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Troy, Data, and Riker go down, and we get this weird vision image display of this officer that Riker was friends with.
Hello, Commander Riker.
Bryce! Where did you come from?
I was over there.
We were worried about you. I should have known you'd pop up.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, the actor did a good job. He's all like, his face is all pop-marked and he looks all angry and the scene is really like tense and weird. They're on open comms and the Enterprise is like, this isn't a life form. And he's like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah, well what the fuck is it then?
Yeah. And then yeah, he ends up disappearing and it's this fucking robot thing.
Floating fucking turret.
Yeah.
That like puts Riker in that weird shield thing.
Yeah.
Which was completely made no point. Like, nothing came from it anyway.
This was like a very typical like TNG season 1 script where it needed to be going over a few times. It's alright. I mean, it's actually, for season 1, got a lot of like energy and like battles and stuff.
Yeah.
It's not just boring boardroom conversations, which are great. But yeah, it just needed like revisions. It just needed to be going over again. Once again, you know, the script was like fucking last minute. There are all these fucking changes to it.
Yeah.
And yeah, we talk about TNG and the charm of how low budget and shit it is. And yeah, that flying drone thing was a pantyhose container and a bottle of shampoo that they spray painted gold. And the guy just like had a fucking stick and went, meh, and they like got rid of the stick. It wasn't, like a sophisticated model on a tracking camera.
It didn't look too bad though.
It looked fine, especially considering what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just hilarious that this like iconic sci-fi show is so low budget. I guess the same with like TOS and old school Doctor Who.
Well, back then TV shows didn't get high budgets. Not like these days.
Yeah, and they pumped out like fucking 1,000 episodes per season.
Yeah, lower budget pump out 25 episodes compared to like high budget and 8 or 10 episodes.
Yeah, apparently TNG was like, if they didn't fuck up, it was like 2 takes. Like you get 2 goes to do your lines and then you're moving on. Because they were filming like an episode every 2 weeks or something. Really, really quick.
Can you be
Dodds.
As an actor, you'd be so fucking like...
Yeah. Especially like Michael Dorn putting on all that fucking makeup on at like 5 a.m.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, I mean, it paid off for him in the end, obviously.
Yeah, but
Fame and money. Season 1 wouldn't have been that much money, eh?
no.
I don't know.
At that point, you're in like, fuck. I hope this gets better.
Yeah.
This better get better.
Oh, and it did. So yeah, just like a lot of TNG episodes, this episode was rewritten last moment. Picard and Beverly then decided to beam down by themselves with no security officers.
By themselves. That was clearly just a thing to set up their relationship.
Yeah, well, in the original script, Picard got pinned and trapped, and then Beverly confessed her love to him. And they were going to start their romance, but then old Coke-addled Gene came in, and he said he didn't want a romance with them because he wanted Picard to have like a romance of the week every now and then. Which they never really
He never
did.
had one, like, ever. His closest thing was Luxana drawing.
It was, I mean, I think there's like 2 or 3 over like 180 episodes. It's like the, you know, that Vaj chick?
Oh,
He
yeah.
goes on holiday. In the Inner Light, that one where he's trapped in that thing, he gets married and has kids. That's kind of different.
That's different, though. He's like a different person.
Yeah. That's all I can really remember, right? Maybe there's like 1 or 2 more.
At that point, I guess Gene was thinking he'd be more like a Kirk.
But you got Riker there. Like, the idea is that Riker is Kirk, and then Picard is completely different.
Picard's Picard.
Yeah, but old Genie didn't want the romance. So yeah, those scenes, they still work and they have some nice character moments, but you can imagine like how they're set up, what it would have been, and the last moment rewriting it, they're just like talking about their family and shit. It's like, yeah.
Then there must be a lot of things about you that I don't know.
Quite a few.
What? Now, just a minute, here's something odd.
Yeah, well, I mean, they still do have some sort of chemistry throughout the whole series, but it just never ends up going
They never
anywhere.
get together. But it was supposed to be like, this is the moment where they get together and actually have a relationship.
It's still so early on, though.
Yeah, I mean, even though we're 20 episodes in, there's been not that many character moments.
Yeah, it's crazy, eh?
Yeah, it's
Like-
just events driven, really.
Yeah. I
Mm.
mean, it was pretty cool, though. Like, Geordie taking control of the ship and stuff, he did a good job, and that was nice.
Yeah, that was one of the best elements of the show. So yeah, while they're down on the planet fighting these shampoo bottles, which is quite tense for, you know, season 1 TNG, then yeah, the Enterprise starts getting attacked. So on 2 fronts, we got this fucking tense suspense going on.
Why is it that after they turned off the machine at the end, like, they still had to destroy the one in space? I thought it was the same weapon.
Yeah, so let's explain that. So yeah, they go through all these fucking shenanigans and then they get to the end and basically it's like a sales pitch, and Picard, he figures out that if he says, I'll buy the product, because it gets pretty tense by the end and like...
I'm surprised it took him that fucking long to figure that out, though.
Yeah, they're not as smart in season 1 as they are in the rest. So yeah, Picard's like, I'll buy the product, and then the system turns off. But it doesn't, because it's still fighting Geordie. And that's because Geordie needed his, like, hero
I
in the
should have had him
sunset
destroy
moment.
that and then it'd be cutting back and forth to
Yeah, if you
like
just
Star
move-
Wars style.
Move that scene, like, yeah, like a few
And then
minutes
accidentally
earlier.
cut to a lightsaber duel and then cut back, you know?
Yeah, really choppy editing with different films in there. Yeah, so yeah, they just needed that moment with Geordie. I don't know why it couldn't have been before
Yeah.
Picard figured it out, but yeah, it made no sense.
Maybe it's supposed to be, but they fucked up the editing.
Maybe.
And what was with the old mate who was trying to undermine Geordie, hey?
Oh yeah, so there's this character named Logan. And yeah, basically all our main crew are down on the planet getting fucked up. So the Enterprise is being commanded by these, like, you know, not cadets, but like,
Lower officers.
yeah, unseasoned in battle, people who haven't fought battles before. And he was given command when everyone fucked off. And this guy comes in, he's like, no, I'm in the higher command than you. His acting was really bad.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
Yeah, I guess, you know, they're trying to do like a Geordie proves himself thing.
In view of the present crisis, I believe you should relinquish command to me. No, I outrank you.
Mr. Logan, I'm in command.
So yeah, I guess that was just more of it, like being blatant and being like, no, I will stand up to
Yeah, wanting
you.
to prove that he
Yeah,
has what
but
it
yeah,
takes.
it didn't really
Blah,
work
blah,
because the guy was a bad actor and the script wasn't amazing. So, you know, they're trying to do a thing and it's just in the execution
blah.
kind
Yeah, I
of
mean, I got
tripping
what
and
they're trying to
stumbling.
do. I just Yeah.
Wasn't amazing.
Didn't work.
Counselor Troy actually had like an effective character moment though, where she like talked to Geordie and she was like, you know, these people are untested, untried. You need to help them through and encourage them.
And all that sort of stuff.
Because we were always complaining that like her character just has nothing to do but sit on the bridge and go, I feel nothing.
But she actually, was actually useful.
Yeah. This main like, well, yeah, she sits on the bridge, but she's.
She basically sits on the bridge and tells people, oh, you know, I sense that they're upset.
We don't really know why she's there.
Yeah.
Well, her cleavage, I guess.
Yeah, well, that's, the tied uniform and the cleavage.
Yeah. Because she doesn't offer anything most of the time.
I imagine the idea is to have a Betazoid on the bridge would be helpful, but she's a half Betazoid who can't do any of the Betazoid features that are actually helpful.
Yeah, she's meant to read everyone's fucking minds and go, the Romulan commander is about to attack the shield, but she just goes.
I feel like such a shit Betazoid, hey? Like legit, like, oh, cool, everyone else can read minds, I can only read emotions, like everyone else can, except slightly more.
Someone crying, she's like, you feel sad.
You sad.
Yeah, we can all fucking pick up on people's emotions.
Yeah, you can just say it in a New Jersey accent.
Did you hear the uneasiness in his voice?
Solus is doing a fine job.
Yes, but he isn't handling the stress as well as you are. Both he and Ensign Sue are very young.
No, wait, they're good officers.
Yes, but they lack battle experience. They're worried about making mistakes, and they need some encouragement.
Yeah, I don't know. Nothing all that particularly interesting happened in the episode, though. I mean, it was enjoyable enough to watch, but there's just not a whole lot of moments. I mean, it was a victory that Wesley wasn't in it.
That's true, Wesley was not in it at all. Yara didn't do much, but she got a lot of screen time, because I know that was like her main complaint for leaving later on, is like, yeah, she was doing like fucking 5 days a week, fucking 12-hour shifts, and basically she was just like legs on the bridge. She was like, why couldn't you just like get like some fucking fake mannequin legs and put my pants in it? That's all I'm here for. But she did some running around on this episode.
Yeah, she did.
I mean, she had no character moments or much dialogue, but she got some action.
She had a little bit of dialogue to her too.
Yeah. I thought when Data dropped down at the end too, it would have been cool if he actually had been affected by the jump. But he just like...
He breaks his leg.
Yeah, well, you're ramping up in tension and suspense with like these shampoo bottles closing in on Riker and Yar. And the ship's fucking Yar. The ship's not doing well and it's going down. Then it'd be good if Data was like, I'll jump down and help them, and he's like. And then, like, you know, he's still able to do his thing, but he's like, he's fucked up a little bit.
Ooh.
Yeah,
but
like,
the whole thing about Data is that he doesn't fuck up his calculations. He just fucks up when it comes to emotion and shit.
Yeah, he was like, I can do this.
Killed that whole thing, which I get, but it would have been hilarious.
In Generations, he jumps down like a fucking missile silo, and then gets shot a bunch of times.
Oh Jesus, I don't remember that.
Yeah. It's a terrible looking shot. They actually got Brent Spiner on wires and like made him fucking fly up and down this missile silo. And then for whatever reason the shot was just like, it looks like 3 frames. Like so yeah, you see him like in the special features and all this like despair and shit about heights and wires, and then in the show it doesn't amount to much. Which is funny.
Poor boss, you'd be so pissed off when you watched it.
Yeah. Fleas! There were fleas in that cave when Patrick Stewart and Gates McFadden had to film their scenes. And they had to deal with fleas. That's all I've got. Thank you for watching.
Where the hell did you find that out?
Read the Wikipedia page on this episode. And then I watched this guy, Lorerunner. He just like sits with a webcam and has like this backdrop. He's like this massive nerd. You can tell like he's felt like no actual like love or affection in his life, and he's like a loner. But yeah, he does really good I like the guy. But yeah, he does these really good like TNG breakdowns where he goes through. So yeah, I watch them, and he always gives like good insights into the making of them and all that jazz. It's not just, you know, like in-universe explanations. He'll talk about behind the scenes and filmmaking in general and stuff. So yeah, there were fleas.
Then that pissed them off and they got bitten.
Yeah. And yeah, the shampoo bottle thing, that was from the special features of season 1 on DVD that I brought from Blockbuster. the special effects guy goes over it.
Yeah, right. You wouldn't think you'd let people know that, eh?
He was proud of it.
I mean, it turned out pretty well.
Yeah, considering.
Like, yeah. But whenever you got to say considering, though, is never that much of a compliment, is it?
That's true. Yeah, so in conclusion, Geordie had some good moments. I enjoyed Geordie getting to do his thing.
And poor fucking Picard didn't get to nail Crusher like was originally scripted.
Then they have that will they won't they for fucking 7 seasons.
Yeah.
And then they just don't in the movies. And then she wasn't in Star Trek Picard.
There should have been at least one moment where they like just, fucked and they were like, oh, we shouldn't have done that.
Well, in the last ever episode, which is kind of an alternate universe, they were married and then they got divorced.
Oh yeah, true.
But I don't think that really happened. I don't think Star Trek Picard really happened.
Let's hope not.
It's non-canon to me. I mean, it kind of is canon.
That would have been an interesting turn of events if Picard happened and he was with Crusher. That would have been actually, I probably would have gotten behind that.
There are an infinite amount of super interesting things that could have done with Star Trek Picard that they did not do because they don't know what Star Trek is. Alright, thank you for watching. Good night. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. I was actually, there was a guy.
And I think it's gonna be a long, long time. The touchdown brings me round again to find I'm not the man they think I am at home. Oh, no. I'm a rocket man. Rocket man. Burning out his fuse out here alone. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time. And I think it's gonna be